Breeze Nation, what is good? Welcome into another episode of The Daily Show. We got the squad somewhat in the building, back in the building. Stefan Nadon, what is he doing down there, bro? What's he? Not the shades. Oh, God. Here we go.
What's good?
Here we go. Hey, here's the thing.
Good?
The shades is fine. We got to get the camera angle right. Why do we only ever see your shoulders, dog? Like, it's like shoulders.
This man be like, what's good?
Bro? Hey, man. I thought when Steph be making a serious point.
Hey, man. Hey, we really doing this? Hey, we really doing this? Your chair sinking right now?
Hey.
Hey, your chair sinking right now?
You
put the glasses on to do it too.
It is not. You want to know why? Because I bought the piece that keeps it from sinking. This chair ain't moved in months.
You actually put it on this time.
I actually did put it on. I finally got it. And that's really what it was. I actually finally just put it on. But pause. I don't know why that was a pause, but it felt like it. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze, man. A lot to get into on this one, man. We got Jaylon Johnson's comments on why he will not hold out. And I actually like the attitude that he's coming with on that. We also have to talk about a kid wants to bring up LaDainian Tomlinson's comments on why Justin Fields should be ranked higher than Trevor Lawrence, but kid's not feeling the vibe on that. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Stop playing with your boy, man. Kid coming back a little swole from New York. I am, first off, also Tyler Scott interview. We're going to get into that as well. Hey, bro, I'm going to tell you this right now. Like, I know I've been looking bad, right? I've been eating what I should and haven't been working out all that. But you never look worse than when you standing next to two world-class athletes. Like, you got to think about it, right? They are the tip of athleticism in the world. And then me in a bucket hat like this. Kid, what's good? Welcome back.
That's one of those. That's one of those in your head. You just like, man, I got to do better.
Hey, I thought he was gonna talk about the time he was standing next to God. He's on your show every Monday.
Lance. When I was
you stood next to Lance, I was almost the same size. I'm like,
hey, listen. And he, yeah, it's a problem out here. But you know what I mean? I keep saying I'm gonna get myself in shape. I'm gonna try and start again on Monday. We're gonna make that happen. But the one thing that I will say is
shape.
Hey, training, I am a shape right here. You see this? Man boob shape, right?
Boom.
Wow.
Hey, listen.
Titties on your timeline. I think the main thing is right now, training camp has been crazy, but my favorite thing from today is Jason McKee just standing next to me going, bro, what are we looking at? Why are people taking notes? You're not getting anything from this. It is a glorified walkthrough. It was the underwear Olympics on day 3. Like, I mean, that's really all it was. When you look at it, to me, it's fun to be out there. It's fun to see what the team is adding in. But literally, we watched a quarter of a regular speed game today. Like, it was such a walkthrough. It didn't even make no sense, dog. So not much to take away. I think there was a couple of nice plays that happened. DJ Moore, of course, with Justin Fields. The whole Jaylon Johnson, had a nice pass breakup, stuff like that. But outside of that, not much to take from the day. But Jaylon Johnson did make some really interesting comments on basically why he's not going to hold out, why he's not going to have the same situation as Roquan Smith had here earlier. And I actually have to give, as somebody who said, maybe I feel like he hasn't gone about this the right way with some of the things he's done in the offseason, OTA, stuff like that. He said something in today's press conference. He said, the way I see it, I still got a lot to earn. I feel like I still have a lot to prove. It's not like I'm the person who's been a first-team All-Pro 3 years in a row and don't have a contract. I've definitely got more things to prove. And that's just, I have to applaud him for taking a realistic viewpoint on it, because even he said, right, outside of that, he talked about, it's not like I got 17 interceptions coming into this. So he's got that realistic viewpoint. When y'all hear that, does it make you feel like Jaylon Johnson not only coming in with a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder is going to have that season that we've finally been waiting on him to have? Not just the pass breakups, but the turnovers that go into it.
I let Anderson Paak take the first step.
Oh my god, bro! I hate Pat so much for that. Bro. I mean, honestly,
That's exactly what it
I'm not
came
gonna.
from.
No, but honestly though, I'm not gonna lie. I would say that I ain't gonna lie. I applaud him because I remember the exact moment you talking about somebody questioning him about Trayvon Diggs getting his money and also Cole Kmet, and he's just like, yo, Trayvon Diggs got 5 years, 97. I mean, he's got 17 interceptions in 3 years. He knows he still has other things he's got to work on. And listen, I think the biggest thing is he talked about execution in that as well. I think everybody that was on the podium today kind of brought up the execution standpoint of it. And I think that him with being paired up with DJ Moore in practice is going to make him better as a DB, not to only go along with those pass breakups, but to try to get those interceptions because I mean you're playing one of the top guys or one of the top guys that we think you know is in the league. I mean I'm seeing Garrett Wilson go against Sauce Gardner every day. Iron is going to sharpen iron. So at the end of the day, he knows he's still got more things left to prove. He knows that he doesn't have the all pros, but he also knows that if he performs, that goes along with winning, and what goes along with winning comes along those goes with those accolades that he also talked about. So he's definitely coming in with something to prove, and I can't wait to see it.
I think it's a breath of fresh air. Like I think it's a breath of fresh air knowing that you have a younger player that's not looking at some sense of entitlement, and we get that a lot in today's league. It's a lot of younger players who are born in the era or raised in the era where a lot of things were handed to them before they actually accomplished what these contracts actually mean. Back in the day, you had to be the guy to get a lot of the numbers that some people are getting before they even prove it. And, as someone who we dive into Chicago sports, I talk NBA, PK talks NBA, I'll check that out. A lot of those contracts, people are getting paid ridiculous amounts of money before they've actually done something. So it's good to hear, and no matter what sport, a younger player pretty much have his head on right to pretty much say, hey, listen, while I know that, hey, this could have been a distraction, I want to earn it. That's what I hear. I want to earn my keep in this particular league. And that's actually not just a testament to him. I think it's a testament to whoever's in his camp. That means his camp is also like, hey, I don't know if someone had to sit down with him. I don't know what that may have been, but he has the right people around him to make sure he has the right mentality moving forward. And I think that's going to pay off for him in the long run.
You know what? I respect that too, because I didn't even think of it from that aspect. I thought of it from the aspect, kind of like Ringo said, right? Like if you go out here and you win, at the end of the day, right? Who's the one we always talk about? Who was here before? I always get Kyler Gordon and him. Oh no, that's who it was, right? Kyler Gordon.
Yeah, I think it was Gordon.
Or is that the rookie we got now? I always get him. Dang it! Why do I always do this?
Brisker is
you talking about corner?
No, corner we had before. Kyler Gordon is who we have now. Who's the corner we had before? Dang it! I hate when I do this because I always get him.
Didn't he just get recently cut too?
Vildor?
No, left side. We paid him. He was on that 2018 team. Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna look it up while I'm sitting here having this conversation. But to me, right, like we saw what happened when the Chicago Bears started winning, and he was the DB.
Oh, you mean Kyle Fuller?
Kyle Fuller, Jesus Christ, man. Kyle Fuller, yeah. We saw what finally started to happen when he was able to when the Bears were winning, and he was the DB that took advantage of it. Right now, of course, that defensive line did a lot in that entire process, but you kind of start to see, if we come out and we get wins, people are going to look at me a lot differently. The thing that goes along with a lot of the pass breakup numbers and whatever number that you look at it for Jalen Johnson as a positive right now is a 3-win team, a 6-win team, a 8-win team, and all of those 3 ending in very disappointing seasons. That's why it's tough to sit here and just be like, you got to bring this guy in. You have to pay him and give him top DB money. It makes it tough. But I do like what Kid said there, where he brings out, a great point to me where, I really like what Jalen Johnson can be. I think that he is going to be a really good player. And I think he's always going to be, around the NFL, in the NFL, all of that. But at the end of the day, he's willing to earn it. He heard, you're not worth what we want you to be worth right now. Okay, I got you. Bet. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to prove you wrong. And then you're going to want to pay me. And you're going to, and guess what? If I perform well, the price went up. And that's okay to see people do. I love when we see people do that. And I think that that's something that we don't see enough, especially among this younger generation. It's not, and I get it, right? In football, it's a little bit tougher to do because you're risking, I mean, listen, one hit to the knee and you're talking about Jaylon Johnson not being under a contract. All of the, I understand why people do it. I get the running back conversation, all of that. I get all of that. But at the end of the day, there is something to be said of, hey, I'm not just going to pay you off of potential. You have to prove something to me. And to me, while Jalen Johnson has proved that he is definitely a solid DB in this league, he hasn't proved to me that he's one of the best DBs in the NFL. I don't care what the pass breakup numbers are, because what's the stat we look at for DBs? Interceptions. Let's not get brand new on this. Nobody has ever said, man, that guy's in the Hall of Fame for his pass breakups. You look at Hall of Famers, you look at the greatest DBs of all time for their interceptions. And to me, hearing him say that in a press conference today, where he talked about, I'm not an all-pro that's out there with 17 interceptions. That is the situation that you're in right now.
Yeah.
And
it also brings up an interesting question, though. And this is coming from someone, again, football being my second sport, right? But wouldn't the pass breakups, shouldn't that be you're stopping the play? That's your job. Now, the takeaway obviously is a completely different thing. I get that. But if he's pretty much highly ranked in pass breakups, I mean, you're stopping the other team from moving forward. You're doing your job. It doesn't always end up being.
I mean, they're not going.
Here's the thing. That sounds, I hear you, and that sounds great, but that's tough for somebody who watched the AJ Brown game.
Facts.
And yourself, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
he was breaking up. There was a ton of pass breakups in that game. He did a good job as far as breaking up the play for AJ Brown. But the plays that were completed,
it was bad.
It was bad.
He got back quick.
And so you have to also take that into account. While yes, I do love the pass breakups, he's not a shutdown corner. So what else are you giving me? When I'm looking for somebody to have a ton of pass breakups, that's usually my number 2 guy. My number 1 guy, I want to be the guy that people are scared to throw at because he's able to take the ball away. Even with Peanut Tillman, right? Peanut Tillman career, and he's still got a ton of interceptions. His career numbers are actually crazy when you start to break them down. But when I look at a guy like Peanut Tillman, the fear for him wasn't always the interception, but the fact that he could create a turnover for other people to make happen. Now, you have to have a defense that's there, but he literally was doing something on the field that every time I punch this ball, it causes a fumble, and that gives my team an opportunity. Now, if Jaylon Johnson came up with this amazing plan to break the football up, ball goes flying in the air, and all of a sudden it's a free ball for somebody to come down with. Yeah, if he come up with a technique like that, give me all the pass breakup numbers. We'll call it the Jalen flop or whatever it is. Like, we'll figure some name out for it. We'll name it like it's the Peanut Punch. But Peanut Tillman is known for creating turnovers. And I think that as a Bears fan in recent history, right, that's the DB that most of us look to as the net. I mean, he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, so it makes sense. But that's the DB that most of us look to when we look at, okay, what is this guy going to be able to do? How are we evaluating this guy? For me, no matter what stats you want to bring up, and I like Jalen Johnson. I actually think with the chip on his shoulder, he's going to have a really nice season this year. Yep. And hopefully, right, if the Bears go out and acquire a pass rush, I think that's going to add to the really nice season that he's going to have. But the main thing that I take away from the comments that he made today is, listen, I'm going to show y'all why I'm worth what I'm worth. And guess what? You're going to pay me what I'm worth. And I hope he proves everyone else wrong. I hope he makes Ryan Poles pay. There's too many P's in a row. I hope he makes Ryan Poles pay for not paying him sooner.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's striking to me that I was kind of impressed with was the fact this is a young player that knows that at the end of the day, he brought it up like he would like to be a Bear. He wants to be here with Cole Kmet, but he also understands that this is a business. At this young of an age, and like you said, man, I really hope that he comes out and absolutely shows him why he needs to get paid. I like him with a chip on his shoulder, and hopefully, he comes through.
I think this
Yeah.
could also be attributed to Ryan Poles a little bit. And I don't want to reach too much because it's all speculation. But the one thing I've always appreciated about Ryan Poles, especially how he handled his first season, was pretty much standing his ground on what players were worth. And so some way, somehow, that's trickled down. And people are really level setting to the point where it's like, hey, yeah, they want what they see their contemporaries getting, but do your numbers live up to it? Are you that guy? And that also segues for me into what's happening with Justin Fields. And while I love the fanfare and I love the camaraderie around it, and if we can kind of segue into that second part of what we were talking about, I think, we're about 20 minutes in.
I just love the conversation that I saw you respond to it on Twitter, and I was like, we're talking about this.
We're talking about it today. Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing, and I've said this 1,001 times, and some people look at it as hate. I don't care. Sometimes you have to allow people to earn the praise you give them. There are players in this league who get the praise they've absolutely earned. You know the reason why people can sit there and say Patrick Mahomes is the best QB in the league? Because he earned it. Why they can say Aaron Rodgers is one of the best QBs in the league? Because he earned it.
And drugs.
Why it's a lot of different players at their position who absolutely earned what they're talking. I didn't hear what he said.
Listen, and drugs.
Yo. Hey,
I don't know what to do with that one. All right, keep it moving. But they earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like even with the running back situation, you want to know why somebody is like it's really crazy that some of these running backs are having to fight for some of these contracts because they make up a large portion of the offense and they earn the money that they're asked for. Some of them, not all of them. Like I'm with Pat. You don't pay every running back. All right, I get that. Justin Fields ain't earned a lot of the stuff that people are saying about him. He's not over Trevor Lawrence as a QB.
But here's where I'll push back on it. This is not the media saying this. This isn't the media saying this. The NFL players voted on this. The NFL players put Justin Fields above Trevor Lawrence. The people that have to stop him put him above Trevor Lawrence. And to me, it is because of what LT said. Kid was basically referring to a segment on, I don't even remember which show it was. But LT basically came on and said that Justin Fields can do something that Trevor Lawrence can't, and he can get to the point where he's throwing like Trevor Lawrence is, and Trevor Lawrence can't do that yet. Trevor Lawrence will never be able to run like Justin Fields is, or just like Justin Fields does. And I think the thing is, at the end of the day, if Justin Fields even becomes half of what Trevor Lawrence is as a passer, there's always something that the NFL finds unstoppable. And I don't think there's anything that the league finds unstoppable with Trevor Lawrence. I think that's why they voted that way. And I think that's why the Bears are going to have so much optimism. I talked about that in camp a couple of times up to this point, where the Bears' best weapon is the unknown, and that they have two of it. Nobody's figured out how to stop DJ Moore. Nobody's figured out how to stop Justin Fields running the football. So guess what? They're going to overcommit to those things. When you overcommit to those things, you usually leave other guys open. And it just makes things easier for you. Now, I also said, I don't know if I could put Justin Fields above Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence has won a playoff game. And Justin Fields has won 5 games to this point. But we do have to take into account that the people who voted on this are the guys that see the guys week in and week out.
I get it. You know, there was a funny thing about those particular lists. There was a players list, different sport, NBA, that had Kobe Bryant ranked as the 48th, I think it was in the 40s, best player in the league at a time where he was top 5.
Wasn't that an ESPN?
I don't recall this.
Yeah,
did the owners do that, or did the players do that? I think that was the owners.
I think honestly what it is, I'm with Pat, bro. The play and this is the thing that I want you to understand, right? it's one thing to like this be your first time on the NFL top 100 or whatever. He could have easily been down there with Trevor in the 90s. To be all the way up at 86 already, like, and then not only that, but you gotta remember like the players that was giving him praise even before the list came out. I was telling Pat like Darius Slay was heavy on like, oh man, like Justin, bro, like I've never seen this, bro. This is immaculate. You have people saying that, yo, if he got the talent, they're going to be a problem. Now the talent is finally matching up to what's on the field, and it's like Pat is saying. Now they got to go out and stop that. Like
I think that's the funny
DJ
part,
Moore's
too.
a 1,000-yard receiver that never had a quarterback.
I think that's the funniest part too. Like when you look at what the player, just take this in as a Bears fan, y'all. This has never been done. I don't care what year you were. There was never any point where players around the league was looking at the Bears quarterback just like, hey, that mug cold. Y'all just suck.
Like, bro, they was talking.
Y'all quarterbacks suck, but everybody else cold. For the first time ever, he cold. Y'all just suck.
Bro, and the thing is, like, I remember they were showing the clip. I think it was the Dolphin. Man, I forget who the linebacker was. But he was like, man, we played him. I'm looking over at the clock. Can't stop him. I don't know. Like, bro, it's
now it is with his legs. At a quarterback position, you want it to be with his arm.
Yeah,
so
but
they
also said once he gets the weapons, it's going to be an issue. Like it's not a matter of if, it's just when.
My favorite
thing. It's like now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I think what's funny is like it's for the like. I think Justin Fields will be the only quarterback in NFL history for the Bears where everybody's consensus will be if he's not good, y'all screwed this up. Y'all broke him. By the way, side note, because I just still had AJ Brown up on the page. Y'all know his middle name is Juan. That's what the J stands for.
Interesting.
Arthur Juan Brown. That one threw me off. I'm not going to lie. Arthur Juan Brown is AJ Brown's real name. I would go with AJ too. Anyway, continue.
Well, let's go back to this because we're talking about top players of last year, right? That's what the voting was.
No, so basically what they're saying is coming into this season, who are the top 100 players?
I want to make sure I got this list right.
The list ain't finished.
Yeah, they don't have a whole list out yet.
They literally do it like.
What are we up to? We up to 60?
Yeah, probably. They do 10. They do 10. They do 10 players every week.
Yeah.
Well, DeAndre Hopkins has been in the same position both years, which is interesting.
I mean, not really, because he ended up missing 6 games last season because of a suspension. He ended up missing 6 games the year before because of an injury. So.
Yeah, I don't even know if he. Did he?
Titans weird on that one though. Titans very weird on that one. Everyone's
weird,
confused.
Dog.
It's
extra weird.
I'm not saying he won't have success there, but it's weird.
It was the same. Somebody was like, "You don't want to do that because Julio did that already." Like even that was weird.
Nah, when Julio went there though, you could kind of tell it. Julio was coming off a couple of injuries after that. At that point, he was pulling a hammy. Matt Ryan hated him. I still wonder if they really hate each other, bro. Remember we was talking about that? How like Julio Jones
because I would pick that mug up in fantasy, and it was like 86 yards, no tutties, bro. And this would be for weeks.
86. I had him for a game. I think I traded him to you. I had him for a game. That man had 160 yards. Bro, no touchdown.
He'll do stuff like that. And it's like, bro, you don't.
Hey, 14 catches. It'd be like you was throwing to nobody but him until you got to the red zone.
We can't get a touch.
Yeah, I had to pull this up because I wanted to sit there and see exactly what the reasoning was. Can't say I agree with it, but it is what it is. They have here's the people they have Trevor Lawrence with: Dalvin Cook at 91, running back; Marlon Humphrey, Eric Kendricks, Terry McLaurin, get that one. But he has I have a comment about that.
I ain't gonna lie.
Jamal Williams, another running back.
I'm not gonna lie. I would put Terry McLaurin above a lot of people on that list, though.
Harrison Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence, Tristan Wirfs, Devonta Smith. He's 4 spots ahead of Devonta Smith. What? Like, I'm not even a big Trevor Lawrence fan. I'm really not. I'm just like speaking objectively. Like, who comes up with that list to put him with that group of guys? That collection of guys, and even Terry McLaurin, like you mentioned. Like, who comes up with that selection of guys and say, yeah, they're the end of the list? There's like,
but
them 2 names should be a lot higher.
You also have to remember, kid, 8 of the teams that voted on him saw him while he sucked. Like, Trevor Lawrence went up against 8 of them teams, and they were like, nah, he's not good. Remember, like, the beginning of the season, this man was just okay, and he was throwing picks left and right, and the Jaguars were losing. I think they won their first game. They lost their next 7, and then they won their next 7, and they might have won their next 8. And it was a loss in there, something like that.
They won their
but like they went on a crazy run, and then they won a playoff game. So a lot of the teams that are looking at him are probably like, he wasn't that good.
I think it was after they came off London, to be exact, they had went on that run.
Let's see. Let's look up the Jaguars' schedule here last year, because it goes to the point of like, yes, I probably still would have had Justin above, or Trevor Lawrence above Justin Fields, because I think in my mind right now, he's gotten to work with this team. Now he's gotten to figure out kind of the players that he has down there, and he's going to come back with a vengeance. But I also understand half of the league looking at him and being like, man, that mug was also, y'all have to think about the playoff game that he won as well. Yes, he won the playoff game. But remember, in that first half, he had 4 picks and like 40 yards.
The funny thing is, though, last season, he only had 8 picks.
Yeah, they all came early.
I'm just saying, though, he only had 8 picks. For someone who threw the ball nearly 600 times, that's pretty good.
I mean, but you gotta remember.
It's 25 touchdowns, 8 INTs.
That's 2-1. That's okay. It's a little over 2-1.
It's actually 3-1.
I think
that is 3-1. So basically,
bad coach first season, dropped him.
Not bad. No, horrible.
I mean, hey, listen, you're making my case, baby. Like, I'm just saying, if you said horrible,
no,
like you said horrible, like last season he was 12-17.
This is how last season went. They lost first week to the Commanders, beat the Colts, beat the Chargers. That's actually hilarious. Hey, dog stomped the Chargers. They were 2-1. Then lost to Philly, lost to Houston, lost to the Colts, lost to the Giants, lost to Denver, beat the Raiders, lost to the Chiefs, beat Baltimore, lost to Detroit, and then went on a run and finished out the season. They lost to the Chiefs in the divisional round. But some of them losses were just like, wow, you scored 6 points against the Texans. Listen, it's for me, the case to be made is, did he learn his team in the second half of the season? But I also can see why players are looking at Justin Fields as the better talent, because I think the players on the field also look at last season and say, even Terry McLaurin said it, right? Like Terry McLaurin talked about it and said he's never complained, even though they've taken everything away from him.
I get it. Those are the same players that has Tua Tagovailoa rated higher than both of them, and you can't tell me.
I mean, Tua was cold last season until he started slamming his head on the ground. Go back. I know why. No, I know why. You got to do it, kid. Go back and watch flip the plays. Go watch his highlights, but do like the mirror version of the play. It looks better. It's so weird. I swear.
I got to look at the mirror version of it.
Bro, because when you see him throwing the ball right-handed, it looks normal.
Oh, you're saying because he's a lefty.
Because it looks so weird to us, bro. I swear, go back and look at the mirror version of the play. You're going to be like, oh, he was throwing darts.
Yeah, nah.
Because that ball come out of there. Hey, look, I agree with you. Me and you was both looking at the same thing. He let that ball go. We'd be like, And
It's
that ball feel
lofting
like
in the air.
air.
It's like it shouldn't be.
Bro,
hitting
but
it.
it's on the money every time.
But it gets to the man, be foop. Yeah, wait a minute now.
Well, I mean, you do got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
He has one of the best, if not the best, receiving core in the league.
No,
He should be. He should have these numbers. He still had less yards than Trevor Lawrence. Now, I know he got injured, but injuries are part of the game. I'm not going to give him that.
That's why I think what you
that should be a vote in the favor of Justin, though. Now you're talking about Justin Fields not coming in with Byron Pringle and N'Keal Harry. That sounds gross. That was really our best wide receivers. Yeah. Now you're talking about Justin coming in with DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney back in the slot where he was 1,000-yard receiver. Chase Claypool, if he can stay healthy, as your number 2 guy. Who Tyler Scott said, if by the way, because the government just dropped that there's aliens that are for real and just kind of moved past it and nobody cared. I also like that too.
They testified at Congress about it. And,
bro, yeah, I mean, it's just like, no, they real.
It's a big thing here. Like,
hey, now you know what my favorite thing was? Black folks was like, are the aliens gonna pay my bills? Like, I don't care. We didn't trust y'all in the beginning. Oh my God, you lied to us. Like,
oh man.
But Tyler Scott basically said if anybody was an alien, it would be Chase Claypool, just because like
that was funny.
Naturally built like a football player. Hey, after we ended the interview, I was like, man, I hope he ain't just out a real alien out here. Like, what if that was true?
Oh, wow.
Chase just get him in the back. So what do you know? Wait a minute, hold on, dog.
I've been living amongst you for some time now.
He says, hey, we just put together a hodgepodge of what we thought a good-looking alien would look like. Just give him this freakishly athletic, comical, TikTok lover. Let's put him out there, Like,
nah, he said it's because of how he's built. He's way bigger than you think he is in person, which he is. I saw that man standing there. I was like, oh, you are 6'5". Like first off, until you see 6'5" in football cleats and all of that, it's like Jesus. So he's a big dude. But then on top of that, he said how he run routes, he just go through people. It's weird. Like he don't like try to get around you. He just like right through you.
Excuse me.
He can phase through people. Yeah, I mean aliens. But no, I just think that the weaponry that we're seeing on the Bears now. And listen, we saw right like you saw it last season. You were the biggest Jalen Hurts detractor 3 years ago. And then you saw when they were like, hey, so how's a number 1 wide receiver sound to you and a sidekick? All of a sudden, Jalen Hurts could pass. Like, I don't care what it's not like there's this magical moment where players just are like, I can throw the football now. Like, there's a lot of things that go into it. And 2 years ago, Jalen Hurts couldn't pass. And when you go back and look at it, it's a lot of tip passes. It's a lot of balls that are thrown. It's a lot of, I know if I throw this football, somebody's not going to catch it, so I'm going to take off. And then the year after that, I mean, he had Aguilar, for God's sakes. Come on now.
I think that's the thing. Like, when you say number 1 in sidekick, I'm just looking at it like, yo, Smitty was already number 1. But, like,
Smitty was number 1.
Like, Smitty was number 1. You come in, you add AJ Brown, but I think even the bigger point.
But that's the thing, though. If you only got number 1, I'm gonna just be like, yeah, double him.
Exactly. Exactly. Because he drawing the best DB. I think the bigger point here in this whole where Justin Fields is ranked amongst the players, like now, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, the Bears receiving unit and pretty much Jacksonville's receiving unit is pretty much lined up.
Yeah.
Like neither one of them have any excuse. So I mean, like now
it's so funny if you think about it. I think about all the quarterbacks who were running quarterbacks in the past that came through, and people just looked at them and were like, well, you can run, so I don't have to invest as much as the offensive line. I don't have to give you a number 1 receiver. I'm gonna go get DBs and defense so that when you run and break your leg, we still have a chance to do something. Literally, all we've seen over the past 5 to 7 years is teams just going, hey, what happened if we get these dudes an offensive line? Like, literally, like, think about it. The one time you think about Michael Vick when he came back in Philly and all of that, and it was just, and he had Andy Reid, and it was somebody who was willing to work with him, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, Michael Vick can pass the football. It was like he always could. Y'all just wanted him to run everything.
I mean, I think that was my biggest thing like last season when everybody was freaking out about Justin. I'm like, yo, if they put a product on the field that's good enough to make people want to come play for the Bears, he's gonna have everything. So it's like now, Pauls has pretty much laid everything out. Basically the line's gonna come together. I got you your number one. You got a pretty solid tight end that just graduated from tight end. You thank George Kittle for that. And basically like you know what I'm saying. We got you the number one running game as well. So I mean it's really up to him to put the work in. But I mean we've talked about it multiple times. I think that he's gonna come in with something to prove, and I think that him and DJ Moore are getting ready to put on a show.
You know, the funny thing is, I look back at it, what you just mentioned, Pat, by QBs that were known as running QBs, and for me, that switch happens a lot with Seattle. It starts with Russell Wilson for me.
Yeah,
where you saw, what happens if we insulate this player a little more, right? Russell Wilson, I think at one point he never had 1,000-yard rushing, but he got close. Maybe 800-900. But he had a good passing game.
Yeah,
he had a good passing game.
Probably never broke 1,000 out there.
I don't think he's ever broken 1,000. I could look it up. I don't think he's ever broken 1,000, but I think he got really close. But you combine what he was doing with his wheels versus what he was doing with his arm, and now it's one of those things where, all right, how do you stop it, right? And that's ultimately what we're getting at, and that's happened a lot since then. So from 2012 to now, we've seen a lot of that evolve.
We tweaking.
Yeah, no, that
we tweaking.
You know what?
That's for me, though. I didn't think he had broken 1,000 just because I didn't think that he was getting a ton of, and he wasn't. He was getting 4.2 yards per carry. But I guess if I give you the ball 30 times a game, so in Seattle, 1,200 yards, 1,500 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards, and then 417 that last year, 2015. I think he got hurt that year. Yeah, he did. He got hurt that year. Came back in Oakland, 891.
Russell Wilson with rushing yards?
Nah, you talking
about Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn, bro.
Oh,
you were talking about quarterbacks running for 1,000 yards?
Because you mentioned quarterbacks that had legs that was running.
Oh, well, there's only been 3. Vic Lamar and Justin. Okay, I thought you were talking about
I was going strictly quarterback, and where for me that's what happened. They were like, okay, got you. Yeah, so like when they were insulating that, you look at what he was doing. Yeah, he had a good run game and stuff like that. So when I look at what Justin has now, I look at what Seattle was. To me, that's the best situation for Justin because he has legs. He could definitely do. He's one of the fastest QBs ever.
Yeah.
But now he has everything there. We still have a good run game. He now has his receivers. Hopefully we have a line. We haven't really seen it in action yet, but hopefully we feel like we have a line. And we've always been confident in Chicago about our defense. That's the one thing we've always been confident about. And so I have no problem saying that we're going to have a good defense. Right. That's what I look at as being a prototype. Russell Wilson. And prime Russell Wilson was cooking.
I'm not totally sure because unless Darnell Wright turned into an All-Pro.
Hey, you heard Louis Riddick yesterday. I know he's wrong about Nagy.
Hey, listen.
That man said All-Pro Darnell Wright.
I'm with you. He still got to do it because
Louis Riddick been wrong ever since he sided with Nagy though in my book. So.
Oh yeah, nah, he was finished. But yeah, it wasn't until Seattle got rid of their All-Pro to get Jimmy Graham, and then that was just one of those Rudy Gay interested in the Bulls. I don't know. That was along the same line because it was just like, what is happening?
Wow.
Nah, Jimmy had a nice season out there. Let's not do Jimmy Graham like that. Jimmy had a nice year out there.
I ain't saying he had a nice year, but you
Jimmy was like 38 when he went out there, dog.
Them prime Russell Wilson years that kid was talking about.
We're not gonna slander Jimmy Graham after him being a great guy.
I'm not saying Jimmy wasn't. Listen, I'm not saying Jimmy wasn't that guy, but that was universally known as one of the dumbest moves.
Bro, Jimmy Graham, he only spent 3 years there. His first year he was very mid. It was a terrible move. 2 touchdowns, 605 yards. Only caught He only got targeted 74 times, caught 48 of them. I think he ended up hurt that season too. His next season, though, 923 yards, 14 yards per reception, 6 tutties. Season after that, 900 and hold on, where's that? Oh, my bad. 520 yards, 9 yards per reception, 10 tutties. Like, even come on now.
No.
I mean, you're also talking about Jimmy Graham going through the last decade where the tight end position has gone through this ebb and flow of importance. Like,
well, he was. I will say he was legit. Like he was the guy for that.
Yeah,
because the New Orleans was lining him up every.
Dang, he got 8 touchdowns here in Chicago. No wonder I like him.
I mean, well, yeah, it was just a jump ball, and then I'm feeling.
What's your skill, sir? Tall.
I'm tall.
I think
have you ever seen him in person?
No,
man's an NBA player. Right, like he 6'9", bro.
As we continue with transition, I think the best way to end it is to let Anderson .Paak talk about his favorite thing. Because I feel like he's about to bust out a drum set and guitar solo real quick. Real quick. I feel like never come down. No, seriously. You all want to end this daily show on some NBA news. Not really news, but I guess a rehash of what the Bulls have been doing. And I know saw some of the comments on me saying Zach LaVine was getting cheap, and I know. And listen, we know what contracts are. We know what they are. I get that whole idea, right? It's not to say that the Bulls could have done or should have done or didn't do, but it's to say that basically what his contract is and what we complained about as a community is nothing compared to what some of these players are getting now. It's $100 million difference. It's a large difference. Like, this ain't negligible. It's like there's a whole NBA career difference between what he got and what some people are getting. Like, some people ain't never made $100 million in their career. We talking about one contract. Now, do you ever think that Jerry Reinsdorf is going to be in a situation where he pays a player that much? That's the question, and that's why I went through all that. Preface is like. Hey, do you ever think Jerry Reinsdorf is going to be like, yeah, this player is worth $300 million?
I think he's going to, because of the floor, you're going to have to. Like, it is, there's going to be no choice at a certain point. I don't know if he'll live to see it, right? Like, but Jesus. I mean, I'm just saying.
You could say he can retire first. God, he have to die.
What is he gonna retire from? Being the owner? Like, he's not gonna retire.
Yeah, you can retire from you. He can step down and just say, "Hey."
He still owns the team.
Yeah, I mean, he still owns the team. I'll give you that. He's not.
Like,
he's
what
not even.
What is he gonna retire from? I don't know.
You're right.
I look at the Bulls situation, and especially with a guy like Jerry Reinsdorf, and I know that he wants to be cheap, but I also think he realizes he's in a league where he can't, and that's why Zach LaVine got the deal that he got. That's why if guys perform, I think the Zach LaVine deal, like, you have to look at that and say, AK is willing to pay you money if you're a good player. And to me, it's especially with it being so percentage based now. Like, you can take up a certain percentage of the cap to pay you and stuff like that. I think that we'll probably see that happen at some point. I don't know if Zach LaVine will be that guy. But, I mean, listen, I love it. I was having this debate with somebody today about what Jaylen Brown ended up getting and kind of what the Celtics could have done. I was like, what were they supposed to do? Let a dude – this is the dumbest thing in the world to me, right? People just be like, he can't learn to do anything because he's a 26-year-old player. So that's the player that he's going to always be. You're stupid if you think that this man can't learn to go left.
Goofy.
Now, he can't go left, and I agree with you on that. But you're stupid if the thing that you think is going to keep him from being paid is him learning the ability to dribble with his left hand in the offseason.
When did humans become these stagnant beings that they never evolve at any age? Like, I just want to, at any age.
Here's the thing. At a certain point as a player, you become what you are. You do. But at no point can you not learn
I think even that's a
there's
choice.
no point in your career where your athleticism takes away.
I think even that's a choice. Look at Ray Allen.
That look crazy.
Bro,
Ray Allen's career in every jersey is different.
It did look crazy on camera. It looked crazy on camera.
We're infants here.
I was going to say something,
but like seriously, I'm getting back on track because we're not. You know, get me caught up in that. That was a pause-worthy moment. Anyway, he's still doing it. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm not gonna look at the screen. You look at Ray Allen's career and how he's changed his game. You looked at. I look at LeBron James and how he's changed his game. He's more back to the basket. He's taking a lot more shots than I ever seen him take. But it's out of necessity. He can't sit there and bully his way into the paint every 5 seconds like he used to. As like, if you go back and watch early LeBron, that dude was getting to the paint anytime he wanted.
That, bro, the things that you're saying are age, right? LeBron started getting a little older. The NBA changed while he was in the league, and so it wasn't.
You learn to adjust your game. If the game is pushing me left, I'm gonna learn to get this left. Right. And I'm just saying, like, at any age, you can change your game and modify your game. The players who don't, they just were lazy and didn't. But you play basketball like they play basketball. Lou Williams had this favorite quote. He said, "We play basketball when we don't want to."
Yeah,
like y'all do it as a hobby. This is legitimately our job.
Yeah,
like my job is to wake up and play ball every day.
Yep.
If you don't think somebody who plays ball every day and enjoys it is going to learn the way to work on his deficiencies, then that kind of shows more about you as a person and how you go about life.
I mean, it depends
in
on
my
the
opinion.
player, though. It depends on the player, though, because the one thing that I will say is 2 years ago, we kind of realized Jaylen Brown had a bad handle. Last season, Jaylen Brown had a bad handle. Is he still a good player? Absolutely. So I kind of get why people are nervous on this, but that doesn't mean you can give up on a 26-year-old player who has a ton of basketball left in him, still technically hasn't hit his prime. And the thing that we say is stopping him from being one of the probably arguably the best shooting guard in the NBA is that he can't go left. That's spending an offseason with dribble too much. By the way, if y'all saw the offseason workout that Luka was doing out there with the dribbling coach, like it ain't all pretty for everybody out here, bro.
That's another thing. People be clowning people how they look in practice. It's practice, bro. Like you don't know if he did that after he was lifting.
He looked like one of us trying to do a new dribble move. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But like, let's say for instance, he went there. Let's say he did that drill after lifting.
Yeah.
You gonna look uncoordinated. You are tired, right? I'm not. Here's the thing. He's been playing professional ball since he was 15.
But everybody else did it with him. And that made it look way worse because everybody else was just.
Hey, I get you.
The hand movements looking crazy.
You got to stop it, Pat. It's just. The cast for the friendly ghost is stopping you off every 5 seconds at this point. Like, what the heck is happening now, dog? Like,
I hope he improves. I just hope he improves.
I mean, yeah, that's all. That's all you can hope at the end of the day. I think that he will. I think there'll be some. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him, but guess what? Pressure comes with getting a $300 million contract.
And listen, this is the thing.
I don't know how to tell you. Pressure comes with getting $300 million deals. And I think here's the part that I will say is concerning, and then I got to end up getting out of here. But here's the part that I will say is concerning. Is it scary to invest $650+ million in this duo? That's what I think is the real question.
Yes,
because when we talk about Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan doing the same thing, they really don't. And we've seen them coexist when there's a point guard there. But they really can operate different spaces and be fine. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum do the same thing, and they're both great. And guess what? The difference is one's 6'11" and one is 6'7", 6'8",
6'6", 6'7", yeah.
And they're both great. But they're literally just, they don't know how to play off of each other. They don't know how to like, I swear, Stephen A. Smith said the best thing I've ever heard. He said, they're two great players that just happen to wear the same jersey.
I agree.
And I want to see what that's gonna become. But like,
I honestly thought it was as a move for Dame. Because Dame,
you haven't paid Tatum yet either. So
hey, that was never gonna be for Dame. I'm still waiting to see what
the NBA has already told Via Shane
real quick,
he can't make a demand for just he can't.
Since we're talking about this, can I get the single real quick? I know we got to get up out of here. Listen, what more are you looking for? There's no Philly is not coming off Maxey. Philly is not coming off Maxey. Nobody wants James Harden. Portland needs to stop. We're not getting the OKC deal. People are lined up to take Tyler Hero. It's over. It's done. He does not want to be there, and that's okay. That's okay. Just start the rebuild process. He know where he want to go. Stop playing. Make it happen.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
They're doing this on purpose.
Dame has been.
They're doing this on purpose, though.
As loyal as Dame has been, him leaving there, saying I'm only going to Miami, hurt everything about this, and it's probably the only thing that I've ever seen him do that is like, I don't want to say disloyal, but is a hindrance to Portland, because the second you said that, you couldn't involve anybody else. Nobody else is going to get in on the deal. Nobody else is going to talk turkey with you because I don't get anything out of it. The worst thing he could have done and his agent could have done was called teams and say, you're going to get a disgruntled player who won't want to be there.
That's the best thing his agent should have done.
I mean, but
as an agent,
it's like I said, because I want to ask y'all this.
Yeah, but now the team, like Portland's like, we'll take this into the season.
But be honest, like,
and you take it into the season.
If you being real, and unless Joel says, yo, I want Dame, you moving off Maxey?
I'm not moving off Maxey if Joel wants Dame anyway, because Maxey is what, 12 years younger than Dame at this point.
And then you just paid Jeremy Grant if you Boston. If I'm Jaylen Brown,
let's keep it a buck. Like he's coming off the bench, putting up great production when he shouldn't be coming off the bench in the first place.
Like,
I'm not giving up Maxey if I need to rebuild in case this don't work.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no. I think they wanted the OKC package. I don't think the Rudy Gobert deal was gonna happen. But bro, if you wanted to trade him, you should have did the Bill Belichick thing, and you didn't. So trade
him a year too early than a year too late.
So this is where we at.
Both sides were trying to be way too loyal, way too long, and now they don't know how to leave. They just used to each other being around.
Dame is going to be in a Miami Heat jersey by All-Star break, whether they trade him at the beginning of the season or in the middle of the season. They weren't going to.
Here's the problem. They don't have to trade him at all. Dame's under contract for 2 more years. They can literally go, yeah, we know you want to be traded, and maybe you just won't play for us no more. But like, we're not taking back pocket lint,
bro.
And this is my problem. Here's my problem.
You got 4 players on a roster.
Here's my problem. Pat Riley's doing a great job of shifting the blame, bro. Pat Riley, you got to play ball. Pat Riley ain't played ball on 4 players now. Pat Riley got to win the deal. He not going to lose the deal. He not going to let an even deal happen. Pat Riley got to play ball. Pat Riley said, hey, we got Tyler Hero. I got this pocket lint that I've been holding on to.
I got Tyler Hero. I think he offered 4 picks.
No. And see, that's my thing. I gave you 4 picks, 2 unprotected. I took the one back from OKC just to get to you. You told us to get to find a team for Tyler Hero. We did that. You wanted Jovic in the deal that we're willing to give you, and you want Jaime Jaquez?
No, you can't have Javi as well.
Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to know why? You want to know why?
You
want to know why? Because I'm giving you Dame.
No, you want to know why? You want to know why you have to play ball, Portland? Why you not going to get Javi? Because Dame don't want you. So at the end of the day, it don't matter. Like, you can play hardball. So here's the thing. Miami, let's say this deal blows up. You know who comes out of this whole thing looking like the bad guy no matter what? Portland. You know who has to live with that no matter what? Portland. Miami Heat fans are going to sit there and say, Pat Riley tried to get the player that he wanted, and they see that he actually did offer them a good package. All right, cool.
And
Portland is going to have to live in obscurity the moment he retires, unless Scoot Henderson comes out and balls out. And they are now. That's a good 5 years before we see what that kid really is.
In obscurity of what?
Once Dame leaves, they're going to be OKC.
We all think, is Anthony Simons done?
No, they're going to be OKC.
Anthony Simons
is Sharp done?
They're going to be OKC. You're going to hear about them. You're going to notice them. You're going to see a couple of highlights on some blowout games where Shaedon Sharp dunks over 10 people. Sure, but they're not going to win anything, and no one's going to want to come, and they're going to have to sit there and pause. That was rough. That was rough. No one's going to want to go there, and guess what? You're going to have to deal with the fact that all your talent you're now going to have to draft over and over again because no one wants to go to freaking.
But here's the thing. There's 3 players there already. That's what I'm saying. You went out and got Scoot. You got
Scoot. You
got Anthony and you got Shaedon. 3 players that we all think are pretty good players. Well, I don't know what Scoot is yet, but 2 of the 3 players, I think Scoot is going to be nice, but 2 of the 3 players that we all think are going to be pretty good players. Like, I don't think that Portland's in a bad situation in the slightest. I think they're just like, you're not going to like rape us on this deal. Like, you're not going to hose us on the deal.
They want us to take Nurkic as well, which.
Nah, yeah, you got to hold that. Hey, take that. Hey, I would be trying to get
okay. If that's the case, don't ask for Jaime Jaquez then.
Nah, you taking them and I'm taking it. You want to know why? Dame,
bro.
Because you know what you're not gonna care about if you've got Damian Lillard.
Well,
Jaime Jaquez.
No, we actually are because that means we lost the scoring off the bench. We're going to they're going to develop.
You just went to the NBA Finals with 3 dudes that I'm pretty sure are going to go to their next team and be all right.
Hey, they went to the finals with 3 dudes and Tyler Hero not playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying though.
So you want to know what you're not going to be worried about off of your bench? Jaime Jaquez.
Hey man, all I'm saying is, brother,
you want to know why? Because you're gonna have Dame and Jimmy and Bam, and you're just gonna put some pieces around that, just like you did with the LeBron team, and you're gonna be like, and all of a sudden it's gonna be vets that's just old and can shoot, and just be like, man, you want to know where I've always wanted to play in Miami? Why? Cocaine. You know what I mean? Like. What are you worried about? What are you worried about?
Bro, like you.
Jaime Jaquez is holding up the deal for you.
No.
You know what? I don't know if it's that, but it's just like I think in the negotiation we've seen this trade evolve several times.
Bro,
to the point where it's like you can't keep asking for more. Can't keep asking for more. This is you ask for one thing, I give it to you. Don't ask something on the last minute. And that's how it feels to me. So if I'm in this negotiation, hey, listen, I've given you everything here. This is what you asked for. If this add-on does it for you, then this is where we stop. Because now if I give you this, what stops you from adding on something else? Well, you know what? We changed our mind. You can't change your mind now.
I think that I agree with you. There's a limit to what you can ask for, but come on, dog. Like, are we serious?
They holding it up.
Come on, dog.
They holding it up.
This is it right here. This the guy.
They're holding it up.
This the guy, the pirate.
The pirate. Hey, first off, you need to stop playing because Javon Freeman Liberty went to what did he go? Toronto?
Javon Freeman Liberty is on a 2-way deal. I wish him nothing but the best. I hate that them garbage fans are going to root for him.
I'm just messing around.
Bro, come on, dog. We not talking about the summer league killers out here, bro.
I mean, we just gave you Jovic. Now you want Jaquez too, bro?
Jaime Jaquez.
I mean, definitely got the 2K generic joints on.
The only reason they want this man is for the hair, bro. Come on,
half of the people that was on the Bulls summer league team is on the Miami Heat for real.
Fam, if he step on a barrel right now, I bet you he sold rum.
I'm gonna be one of the richest pirates ever.
Oh man, we gotta wrap this up, dog.
Hey, let's get up out of
man.
here, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love for another episode. This will happen when we all get back together, man. Appreciate y'all showing up for another episode. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We'll have more coverage of training camp coming your way. Make sure you tune in with P Kid over on P Kid Talks NBA. Not sure why Ringo's biting his lip and raising his eyebrows. That seems to be a theme with this guy. I don't even know what to do with after that. Jesus. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. It's the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Peace.
I gotta go.